Hey everybody, this is Group 1, Presentation 3, over Interactive Chapters 5 and 6. Our thesis, the digital age enables people to interact and create like never before. For our lit review, we have ladder of engagement, and this is based around trying to encourage people to give their feedback and to make it more of a conversation of information rather than just presenting the information, more of a two-way street. Digital fluency, it's important to have a good to have a high level of digital fluency to really be able to contribute to society in today's world. We have connectivism, which is based around the idea that learning and knowledge rests in diversity of opinions. The only way to really grow and learn at our maximum potential is to be able to question our own beliefs and biases and actually look at other people's thoughts and opinions as possibly being valid if they have the information to back that up. And then we've also got learning, which is kind of you can kind of relate that to some of the prior reading, how they talked about like our ceiling for being able to learn, and how technology has raised that ceiling for what we're able to learn as people. Last one, we have information privacy. The same types of advances in technology that are encouraging people to interact and create media are also being engineered for slightly more sinister purposes, which are generally aimed at gathering our information, or possibly even worse than that, maybe even like government monitoring and watching, what we're doing all the time online. These are our main points. Main point number 1, the digital age has the ability to transform the way we learn. Cheap technologies are really changing the way that people learn around the world. A lot of places, cheap technology has not been available in the past, and so this really helps to raise their ceiling of what they're able to learn, and it essentially allows everyone around the world to be able to learn more, to create more, and to be able to share more, really advancing our race across the board. And it's really possible that with this we'll have a real learning revolution, but it's not necessarily guaranteed. People make ideas, so we have to use technology to create and express these ideas. An example of this might be that with this class, there's been a lot of adjustment with learning new technologies, and it not being really a traditional class. It's been a little bit difficult for me, I know, but in the end, I know that it's really going to benefit me, and I think it benefits all of us, and that it's definitely benefiting me right now. Even it's being a creator of media, it's really helped me to be able to think differently. People need to learn the digital fluency of computers. It's really going to be necessary very soon, if not even right now, to have a high level of digital fluency, because technology is so heavily integrated into our daily lives that of course reaches out into the places where we work, and it's really necessary to be fluent with these technologies in order to have a job, be a contributing member of society, etc. And technology is really changing how we think about things and how we think about the world. With access to information, we can become a lot smarter and learn a lot more than what we used to be able to. It's really altering how we think and how our brains work. Technological change has brought about an information explosion that has led to the digital age. An example of this might be the first way that news reaches a lot of us now is through Twitter, which you have to be careful what you trust on Twitter, but nonetheless, it allows for extremely fast creation and sharing of information, as Gilmore talked about in the reading. In the past, they'd use, like the printing press, which that information, it doesn't even get to the audience until the very next day, so information was a lot slower. Learning potential was a lot lower. Moving on to main point number 2. Nonprofits can use social media as a way to interact with the people that they help. They're volunteers. They can provide media, pictures, videos about the people that they help and about the situations where they are, and to help bring those things to light so that people will, donate and help these things out. Social media has really become a public relations tool and a way to reach out to people to start the conversation. With social media, you can see everyone communicating and what they're talking about, and when you see these conversations, it really makes you want to get involved and wonder why people are talking about this so much. I think it really helps to get people more excited about learning and figuring things out. As seen with recent revolutions, social media is a powerful tool that, when used properly, can enact extreme social change. An example of this could be with everything that went on in Egypt and how their government would not allow the people to organize, and so to subvert that, they decided to use Twitter to organize and be able to get their message across and create a call to action so that they could mobilize to enact change. Social media really gives people kind of a collective voice to really feel important. It gives you a network of people. With Twitter, you have like the hashtags, and then you can tweet at people and you can see people's conversations. With Facebook, you have the pages, which allow like-minded people to gather together, and it allows people to discuss and create a conversation about issues that are really important to them in an effort to enact social change. Organizations really have to figure out a way to present their information in an interesting way that will make people like what they're seeing, what they're reading, and make them like it enough that they're going to want to tell other people about it, share it on their Facebook, their Twitter, Flickr, whatever it is. If these organizations don't present their ideas or whatever their call to action is in a very good way, then people will see through it or they'll just lose interest. If you present your information in an interesting way, it's going to get people creating and sharing social media. People are going to talk about it, and then that web of conversation is really going to expand and reach way more people and really get the ball rolling on whatever social change it is that they're seeking. Main point number 3, technological advances that facilitated online interaction and creation also present major issues for our information privacy. There's an article written actually yesterday about this consumer's privacy bill of rights. And it's good that there's a conversation being started about that, but is this really going to enact any change? And I say probably not, honestly. One major thing with this is what is the point if the advertisers and commerce sites aren't even required to agree to this? It's completely voluntary on their part, so they're making money off of our information and off of our data. So why would they voluntarily give that up? They won't. And then it's also it's a little bit ironic that we have the government, our government, which arguably they invade our privacy, possibly in ways that we don't even know, and in a lot of ways that we do know, they invade our privacy even more than these companies do. So it's almost a little bit ironic that they're telling or trying to tell people what to do and what information they can use and stuff like that. Let's see. With the advent of advanced information and communication technologies, they can gather our data faster than they ever could before. They can mine and process our information pretty much just as we're completing the task, be it updating info on our social media sites, browsing the web, buying things online, etc. Gilmore says that we should be cautious on how we approach social networks because of privacy concerns. And I think the same is really true of pretty much anything that we do online. Because when we're doing things online, we're creating information and we're creating an information footprint. And it's important to be mindful that much of what we do, the places that we go and the things that we do online, it's probably being recorded in some way to later be sold off to the highest bidder. Moving on to this point here with the CIA and Google, this company that they've invested in called Recorded Future, it monitors people in real time. I was really surprised with this, and pretty soon it said that the technology will be pretty common in work environments. I think it leads us down a really bad path of treating people as being guilty rather than innocent until proven guilty. And the final point, fighting to protect privacy may be a quixotic venture, like trying to fight sand from eroding on the beach. It's difficult to say, but with governments and organizations and how pervasive a lot of them are already, and as much power and political power that they have, they're probably going to be able to just subvert and get around most attempts to stop them from getting our information. So to close, it's really important to be mindful of what you do online and the information that you create online, and the fact that much of what you do is probably being recorded by somebody for their own benefit. That's been our presentation. This is our works cited. Thank you for listening.